Josh Johnson Show. Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm in Sacramento right now, and I went out with some comics after the show, and one of the comics had, I believe, was his girlfriend with him, and we went to a barcade, right? And barcade closes. We leave the barcade, and almost immediately, this was such an awkward set of events. So basically, I'm talking to another comic, and the other comic and his girlfriend are standing behind me, and it's just a big group of us, right? And so then this guy, I hear some, like, not yelling, angry yelling, but some yelling behind me. And then as the guy's past me now, the comic that I was with, who's standing next to his girlfriend, like, you're good, just go, you're good, whatever, right? And then the other guy kind of keeps talking and then walks fully into a pole and then bounces from walking into the pole into a bush, right? And
okay,
and the
real
other
pinball situation.
Yeah, the other guy's like, "Hey, you good? Just keep going, right?" And so then I ask him, because I was almost about to say something of like, "Yeah, it happens, man. Like, it's all right, whatever."
Right.
And then I turn around and everyone's trying not to laugh. I'm like, "What happened just now?" And they tell me that guy was trying to catcall his girlfriend. Okay.
Okay.
But he clearly didn't. He clearly didn't want to do it when he was too close, because he passed them. So he didn't start catcalling, I guess, until he was running distance away, because it's very clear they're together, right?
Right, yeah.
And so then he's so busy catcalling that the guy is like, "Hey, you're good, just keep walking." Like, he was like just trying to get rid of him, right?
Right.
But then he's like still so focused on catcalling while his head is fully turned that he walks into the pole and then bounces from the pole into the bush. And so I'm glad I said nothing, because in my head, I thought he was trying to make that dude feel better about walking into a bush. And so that's why I was almost like, "Hey, yo, it happens to me too. Like, it's all good, man. Don't be embarrassed. It's okay." But what was really happening...
I was in the bush earlier. Don't worry about it. You're doing great.
What was really happening is that he was getting shot down by the girlfriend. The other guy was like not getting upset, but he was just like, "Hey, you should probably just keep walking."
Yeah.
And then he walks into a pole and then into a bush. And for me, I don't know how to describe it. Maybe I'm just one of those people that, like, genuinely assumes everyone moves to the world like I do. And so then I just saw a guy. I forgot he was connected to the yelling that I heard before. I just saw a guy walk into a pole pretty hard. And then walk into a bush as he tried to recover.
Right.
And so for a second my heart went out for him, and then I was like, "Oh, you could have avoided this entire thing."
Right.
Because I almost thought they knew each other, because it was like, "Hey, you good? Yeah, you good?" Like, because he's being cheery about it. So it's
right,
he's not like, "Hey, you good? Keep moving." He was just like, "You good?"
Yeah. I mean, but this ties again into what we were talking about last week with how these situations just find you.
Well, also,
and right
just
there, even
be in a group. Be in a group, and the situation will find you.
Be in a group in that, but also, like you said, maybe that's part of it too, is your perception of it is always a little different, because right away you were just like, "Oh, another silly cartoon man in a bush."
No, it's also one of those things where I'm starting to like when we were out and that happened, I'm starting to see how situations pop off, because the comic was like, one of the reasons I was just trying to get rid of him as soon as possible is that in this area, you never know who has a gun,
Yeah, sure.
And I was like,
and by this area, you mean America.
Sure.
That goes for any space anywhere.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It did get me thinking. Almost immediately, it got me thinking about how like if you were embarrassed, like if I walked into a bush and I had a gun, I think that just to like a gun is such a social reset that I think that if I walked into a pole and then a bush, I think I would just fire off the gun because then everybody's forgetting that I walked into a pole and then a bush. You know what I mean? It's almost a gun is almost except the opposite of that Men in Black stick that makes people forget. Because once you pull the gun out, no one remembers anything before the gun. It's just true adrenaline, you know? So if you had your fly down and somebody was like, oh, hey, your fly is down, and you were super embarrassed, you really just need to pull a gun out. And then, like, no one's thinking about your fly anymore.
This would just be a good place for maybe a quick legal disclaimer of this is a satirical podcast. You should never pull out a gun to solve any situation ever. Josh Johnson or other employees of the Josh Johnson Show do not believe you should pull out a gun.
But if you had a gun, if you had a gun and then somebody was like, there's spinach between your teeth, and you were just like, oh, God. Fire one into the ceiling.
I mean, a gun is a social reset. Is like a, I don't know, like a Nirvana lyric or something. That sounds like such an angsty song title.
Yeah, a gun is a social reset.
Yeah, wow. That's one way of thinking about it.
I just mean, like, if that dude had genuinely had a gun and then pulled it out, the bush is, like, the furthest thing from my mind now.
I don't know. I'd have a hard time not remembering that. Because, honestly, my first thought might just be like, oh, he'd fallen in the bushes was embarrassing. So he wanted to shoot his way out of that scenario.
I think it would be that because that's the conversation we're having right now. I think that if you were standing with us, especially to say that we didn't all know what happened until later when we discussed it, I think that you would just be like, that guy had a gun.
Okay, but the bush is still going to be my mind because if anything, it's going to be a man jumped out of a bush with a gun.
Yeah, which is still
it's still going to be not the original story, but
it's still
but the bush
better for him too because now he's jumped out of a bush with a gun. Instead, he walked into a bush, took a 10-second pause.
Right.
You could see him contemplating his life, and then he, pulled out the gun.
Fair. Yeah, a frazzled man fell out of a bush, and he was armed.
Yeah. So it had to make you wonder, where was he coming from? Had he just fought off the bush people?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, is he a hero?
Why didn't he fire on them? Why is he firing at the air?
Yeah, is that bush some sort of, is it like a Lion Witch wardrobe situation? That bush leads to a different kingdom that needed to learn a lesson?
Yeah, it just needed to be taught, needed to be checked.
Needed to be taught something? Yeah. They had to appreciate what they had in life.
Like if someone came out of a bush with a gun, I don't even think you'll remember they came out of a bush. You'll just be like, someone is firing.
No, I disagreed. If they come out of the bush, like I'm going to be like, even if I'm running away, I'm going to be like, that man from the bush has a gun. Like the bush is going to be on my mind.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not gonna immediately know or think about how he got to the bush. The bush, because to me, then it's not just a dangerous man with a gun. That's a dangerous man with a gun who's also maybe magic. You know what I mean? He's some sort of angry forest sprite.
Yeah, I mean,
who has had enough.
Because I didn't even hear the cat calling, but from their perspective, the whole thing was probably so much funnier than what I saw. Because by the time I saw him, he was about to walk. Like I was about to warn him about the pole, because his head was fully turned.
Right.
And so then he walks in, and the way I didn't know that there was a worse way to walk into a pole than head on. If you walk into a pole when when you just off of this one person, so I guess I don't have much data to go on, but if you walk into a pole while your head is completely turned, you definitely almost bite your tongue.
Definitely bite your tongue. Extra disorienting because you're not sure what's hitting you.
Yeah, he probably thought it was a guy.
Probably.
Yeah.
And it's skinny too, so even if you put your arms up to like push off of it, you're gonna miss.
And the worst
So it's
part
not like you walked into a wall.
is that if he had gone the other direction, he wouldn't have hit any bush at all. But he tried to like recover too quick. This person's also probably clearly drunk. Tried to recover too quickly, and then in his attempt to sort of like spin out of it and still look cool, he went into a bush.
Right, yeah. And then he tried to spin out of that and make it look cool. And
Just
then
got
he fell
hit
into
by a
something
car.
else. He tried to roll off of that, cool.
Yeah.
Fell into a manhole.
Yeah. All the while screaming, "It's all good, shorty.
It's all good." How are the shows so far in Sacramento? I know you got a couple more
Yeah,
tonight.
they're good. Yeah, so we have 2 more, and yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been a good time.
Too bad. Too sorry I'm not there.
Oh, it's okay. There's gonna be other shows.
Yeah, no, I know. But we're right now. Now that I'm home and not in Sacramento with you, I'm helping Jess watch her infant nephew for a couple days, and
I was so sure you were about to say a TV show.
No.
Like I'm helping Jess watch Game of Thrones.
Well, there's too many names to keep track of, and, all this, lore and stuff, and so I keep charts for her. I let her know.
Yeah. You have the map from the beginning of the books.
Yep. Yeah, I have all that up there. We put pins in it for each new place
Okay.
we see in Westeros, and it's going well. She's having a hard time, keeping the Starks separate, but that's fine. She'll get there.
Yeah.
I got flashcards for her. We're going to work on that tonight.
I've started Game of Thrones now, and I am at season 5, episode 3.
Oh, did you never watch it before?
No, I never watched it before.
Oh, I thought you watched it when it was on.
No. I'm glad that I didn't, because my friend who loves it, read the books, loves it, right?
Right.
He is like, once you get to season 6, just stop.
Yeah, that's true. You're getting
I was like,
the
really?
warning.
And he was like, yeah, anything past season 6 just ruins everything because it's so hard to follow. It technically doesn't make sense, and because in your head that this is a studio thing, not a story thing.
Yeah,
because HBO rushed it. Like, that's the other thing about letting stuff like that go public is like they apparently they went to the author of the books and just in a general meeting about more seasons and renewals and all that stuff, asked him how many more seasons there were in the story, like if it were to play out the way it had been playing out. And apparently he said 3, and I guess that was too much because they want Star Wars. And so,
but that's not HBO. That was the creators.
The creators. Sorry.
Weiss and Benioff, because HBO wanted to keep going, and Martin wanted to keep going. They all wanted to do 10 seasons.
That's right. My bad. It's not HBO's
but Weiss
fault.
and Benioff wanted to leave to do Star Wars, which they ultimately lost. Also, probably because they fucked up the landing to Game of Thrones so bad.
Yeah. So basically, I'm excited to almost be done. Not because I don't love it. I'm really enjoying it, but because this is a rare thing. This is the rare thing where you either start a show so late that the world is so far removed that there's like, I've encountered no spoilers. I mean, to be fair, I've been binging it. So I've torn through like, a third of a season in a day sort of thing. But also, the cool thing is that someone is giving me a warning that I definitely need to enjoy the overall thing more than some people who love it. That's what's so crazy. It's like, he loves it more than I do. Yeah, so you love it. Like, people love it way more.
And here's the thing, and I fucking agree. Yeah, stop when you get to that point, because it ruins your love of the show.
Wow.
Like it was like my favorite show, and that last season fucked it up so hard for me. Like I don't care anymore. Like I hardly it like killed it in the social consciousness for a little while. We didn't no one wanted to talk about Game of Thrones for a few years.
You know what's also funny about that, but what's almost good about that in a sense is that that's why I'm not encountering any spoilers, because everything. What's crazy? So I remember
we were all so mad we stopped talking about it.
Yeah, I remember being on tour early on when it was ending, right?
Yeah.
And so early on in the tour with Trevor, it was ending, and Trevor was waiting to watch the whole season. So he was hearing how people were getting mad, but he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna on a weekend where I'm off binge the whole season, whatever." And everyone that I encountered, even when we would talk about it later, was so angry that there were no spoilers. Like it was probably the angriest I've seen a lot of my chill friends that I never actually see upset. They were so mad that they actually couldn't spoil it because there was nothing coming out of their mouth but curse words. It wasn't even plot points. It wasn't even like people, because you know how I haven't watched the Harry Potter movies, and I've read I read up to the 5th book, and I think I'd just have to start again if I was going to get into it.
Right.
Because Sally's read them all, and I think she's watched all the movies. But just I don't know, something with life, just after the 5th book, I just genuinely did not have time, and then years passed. But at least when people didn't like something in the movie, they talked about it.
Right.
People hated the ending of Game of Thrones so much that it was actually it was like everyone finding out they had a secret child with the worst person they'd ever met. You're not even getting the full story. You're literally just getting and how could that? Oh, no one was finishing sentences.
Well, because a big part of it wasn't even just about how it ended. It's that it was a different show in the last season. They completely, all the patience was gone. All of the how they used to really slowly build up. When you sprint a story like that, it's stupid. What made that show good was that they took the time to really build the lore, really dig into the characters, and build out that world. And in the last season, they're like, fuck, we got to end this. And when you sprint through it, then it just becomes a silly little dragon story. It didn't feel the same. And I want to get out ahead of this now. I'm not going to read any emails about Game of Thrones. Just telling you that right now. I don't want a bunch of emails either agreeing with us or trying to defend Game of Thrones. Not reading them. Just letting you know that now. All right. Just getting ahead of that. I'm not doing it.
It would be funny to become a full Game of Thrones podcast. What a left turn that would be.
That would be
to be
that I would be on board for it if we just turned to a Game of Thrones rewatch podcast.
It'd be so crazy because it's we're years in now.
We're years into this.
It's and we've never talked about a show for more than 8 minutes. And so
there's enough episodes of Game of Thrones to fill an entire year of episodes too.
Yeah.
We could just do a whole year of just Game of Thrones.
Yeah, just a companion podcast to watch as you rewatch. That would be so insane. What a way to potentially tank the entire show is just
and we won't commit fully to it either, because we will stop at the 6th season too. So we won't even do the full watch.
It's like doing the first 3 episodes of Firefly as a podcast. It's just what? Then why are you even talking about it? We just really love that first little bit.
Yeah. After that, I kind of stopped paying attention, but those first ones I like.
Yeah. We just do a Kim Possible podcast. Just shows people have truly forgotten.
Yeah. We're gonna watch Perfect Strangers.
Hey,
they did 7 years of that show.
I'm looking up now. Let's see.
What show we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a good? We'll just do. We'll become a Mr. Bean rewatch podcast. Because that's mostly all sight gags too, so it's gonna be hard to talk about.
We just become a Bates Motel podcast.
Bates Motel. That's a good pick, actually. Yeah. Yeah, because that was a show that was kind of popular in its first season, and then everyone just kind of forgot about it, and I think it ended now, right? It has to have.
I think it actually got way more seasons to say that to say that it's over. It got way more seasons than years people were talking about it.
How many seasons did it get?
I think it got 3.
3? I was thinking even 4, maybe.
Let me see.
But yeah, I remember like everyone talked about that first season, and then everyone's like, all right, neat. Something else came out.
5 seasons.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Damn. Well, all right.
Good on them.
Get ready for our Bates Motel. Well, it's not even rewatch. I never watched it to begin with.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. It's good to know what we're doing for the next year. And a half. Probably 3 years. 5 seasons.
5 seasons depends how many they did a year, but I mean, yeah. If you go at least 10 episodes a season for cable usually, so you're looking at least probably 50 episodes or more. So that's at least a year, at least a solid year of of Bates Motel.
It would be what would be amazing is to do like a companion to a show that doesn't exist, like just like following a show.
Yeah. And like, I've pitched that idea to someone before, and I think they said that they knew of somebody who was doing something like that. But,
I see.
But I like the idea of that too, of just throwing in twists every now and then, new characters. But you have to keep the canon consistent too.
Yeah,
you have to actually build the show.
One of the other things that happened when we were out last night. So I told you we went to that barcade. As we were waiting to get in the barcade, because there's just something about being in LA where there's more, not LA, but in California where there's more lines to get into places. I feel like maybe it's because in Brooklyn, unless the place is like super poppin', or unless everyone there going is like college age, no one really waits in line that much. Like even when I'm in the city and I'm walking past bars and clubs, the lines are very short. And so we saw a couple lines to get into bars and stuff, and we walk up to the coin op, and there's a very short line. It's not a big deal. But
the coin op, what did you say?
Coin op is the barcade's name.
Oh, okay.
And
we hadn't said that yet, so I didn't know if that was just a term I didn't know.
No. And so basically, as we're in line, this guy passes by and is yelling at the top of his lungs. He's like, "Hey man, fuck coin op, all right? Sick of y'all, man." Like just yelling, just indiscriminate yelling, but also walking, like not stopping, not talking to the staff or anything.
Ran into a pole,
and
pulled out a gun.
I would love if there's a true backstory there. Like it seemed like something that a drunk guy was just doing for attention, but if coin op actually wronged him, and he only has a gripe with the overall establishment, nobody in it. That's one of the funniest things in the world to me. It's like when someone is like, "Man, I hate Taco Bell," but they don't even mean like they didn't even have an interaction there. They didn't have an event.
Thing there.
They just hate the idea that Taco Bell exists, and that's what it seemed like was going on with this coin op. Because then even the guys checking IDs were like, "Yeah." Like they had a weird, I don't know if they knew him or if they were just like having a particularly exhausting day, but he yells and they're like, "Yeah." To no one. It's not like they're talking to us and we're talking about it and they're like, "Yeah." Like,
yeah, so either that way that guy does that every night or maybe there's something fishy about coin op and they're even like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, because this guy
work, man.
This guy seems like the Don Quixote of coin op. Like he's just like out here trying to joust that windmill, thinking it's a monster.
Because you remember that scene, Don Quixote, where he was riding around just going, "Man, fuck windmills."
Yeah,
not doing anything else about it.
Hey, everybody knows. Everybody remembers. Everybody's read the old Don Quixote. Everybody's listened to the opera.
Fuck windmills. They're stupid. What do they even do?
What they even do? What they even help with? You
And
know?
then someone starts explaining to him what they do, and he's just like, man, just rides away.
Man, I don't really like magic, so y'all
Want
can
nothing
keep
to
that.
do with it. Fuck your windmills. I also like how I mentioned that we're currently watching a baby, and you had zero follow-up thoughts for that.
Oh, it's just the way that you said baby. You took so long to say baby that I was like, this is a show. This is TV. And so how has it been watching this is her infant nephew?
Yeah, he's a toddler. He's a little under 2.
Okay.
I mean, I'm exhausted, and I'll be honest, I've hardly done anything, but just
Like keeping you up or what's
no, not even just having a child around just gives you a level of anxiety where it's your responsibility to keep it alive.
Okay. I mean, I believe
What?
you. I believe you.
What's weird about that?
There's nothing weird about that. I guess I just mean like are you still stressed out if the baby's like sleeping?
No, because I was asleep also, but
Oh, okay.
no, but it's just like even today too. It's like Jess is with him, and she's like, "Oh, go do your work you gotta do," and I'm downstairs working. But that also means I'm actually she's gonna stop me every 10 minutes to come watch him while she does something else, which is okay.
I see.
I'm happy to help, but it's just like it's a constant.
It's on your
little
mind.
wrench in your day. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I just even when I'm trying to get to work on something, I still have to like, she'll still be like, "Honey," and I'm like, "Okay," and like I don't blame her for that. If she needs help with something, I'm happy to help. But it is like, even that you just can't actually have the time to go do the stuff you're normally doing. He's mostly chill, but like even just watching it for a little bit today, like one of the YouTube shows that calms him down, just watching it, just like staring angrily at this cheery woman singing songs for children. And I'm like, I know it's a me problem. I know I'm the problem here. That's not what this lady's doing.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
I feel myself being the monster. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
you did remind me of something though. This is like
go for it.
Just because because you said like angrily at this cheery woman. When I was I had to be like early teens. Maybe I was like 12, 13, whatever. Went to the fair. And this is like what we've talked about before on the show. It's like that parking lot type fair thing, right?
Yeah. Carnival.
Yeah, like
right.
like circus-y,
Yeah, carnival, a street fest.
Yeah.
Maybe people would call it,
Yeah. And so we go, and as we're hanging out there, maybe I went with Jacob. I'm trying to remember who I was with and everything. But there was someone who was like, I guess selling pies, like just like true, all American. Here's a pie that I just made, and I'm selling it at the fair. Or like
you saying that with a question mark almost makes it more seem like you don't know what pies are.
No, I know what a pie is. I'm just saying that it felt
pies,
weird.
I think I don't know.
It felt because I don't know if there was a pie contest, so it felt weird to let this random person do this, because this is a place where everything is like paid for, and it looks like it's part of the traveling thing. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
So the funnel cake area wasn't just like a lady who loves to make funnel cakes and then she brought some from home. And so it felt a bit odd. It felt like a county fair thing was happening at a carnival.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I get you. Yeah, I feel you.
I mean, it's a little bit of both. Like, it is a fair, so like, I guess good on them. Anyway, this lady is like she is so happy about her pies, and she's like barking for people to come, like taste a sample or get one of her pies or whatever, which already is not, to me, it's something. She's at like the heart area of the fair, and to me she should be near the parking lot, because like, who's gonna buy a pie and then walk around with it and do rides with it? Do you know what I mean?
Especially like a full pie.
Full pie. And so in my head I'm like, hey, you're in, like, even as a young kid I was like, you should be where the cars are, where people are heading out, because then they I mean, maybe
pie is driving food.
Yeah, maybe she Maybe she straight up just had done that before and realized, oh, people are full when they're leaving. So, like, let me be at the heart of the whatever. Because you definitely can't try to get in at the front, because now nobody wants a pie now. Like, I haven't been on any rides. I don't have a fork. Like, this is...
Here's the thing. I appreciate the thought you're putting into it, but I think what you're touching on is that there's not a lot of ideal scenarios to just sell whole pies.
No.
Like out in the world, not in a store.
Yeah. And
there's too many variables.
There's too many variables. It's just too messy, you know?
It's too messy. It's a cumbersome treat.
And so and so she's like barking for people to, get the pies. And I think where she was near the hammer, where like the test your strength hammer.
Yeah.
Okay. So she was over there. So a lot of people were already gonna try, and maybe she planned that. Maybe she wanted to be where an attraction was that was gonna get a lot of foot traffic. But she's clearly getting on everybody's nerves, like hardcore, because she doesn't have a lot of slogans. So it's just the same thing, and she's yelling, and it's just the same thing over and over, right?
Yeah.
So even as you're in line to play the sledgehammer thing, you hear this woman like 52 times.
Okay.
It's just it's too repetitive, and what's happening is she's yelling at every person that passes instead of every so often. Because let the sign do the work. A sign is silent yelling. You know?
Yeah, sign is social yelling. A gun is a social reset.
I'm just saying, if you see a billboard, someone might have screamed. They might as well have screamed. For the effect that it has on you.
And in fact, we should do that to create more jobs. Let's get rid of billboards and just put a guy up there.
I mean, it's going to take several guys.
Even better, more jobs.
Yeah.
This is my platform that I'm running on.
And so, basically...
No more billboards, just loud dudes.
Basically, as she's getting on everybody's nerves and everything, this woman that's like from another booth and that she just has some other beef with walks up, and her demeanor totally changes, right? So she goes from like chipper, happy, everything, just like stone face, like ready to swing. It looks like, like I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see someone without knowing them? You see someone and then you see a change in them that's so fast you didn't think they'd be capable of it.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's yelling, like, because that was other thing she was doing. She was yelling the like types of pies that she had. So she's just like rhubarb, pecan. Like it was just, she had come up with a little rhythm for it, and it would have been cute to hear.
Sounded
once.
Like she was going to say pecan twice there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
Rhubarb, pecan, rhubarb. It's like she's got two pies there.
Yeah, rhubarb, pecan, rhubarb, chocolate, pecan, rhubarb. But she had this like little rhythm to listing all the pies,
Right.
And so you see someone doing that with like a chipper face, and then when someone else walks up and their face just drops, right? Mm-hmm. So she over here, pecan, rhubarb, apple, chocolate, like, and then just nothing, right?
Right.
And then her and the other lady have words that are kind of quiet, like they're not yelling at each other or anything. But then
rhubarb, pecan.
Rhubarb, pecan, rhubarb, apple, cherry, rhubarb, pecan, rhubarb. And then they both just turn into pies. And so it's a pie witch. You know pie witches.
Pie witches.
Yeah, they go out there, and it makes you scared to eat the pie because you're like, is this a pie or is this a person?
Is this a pie witch?
And so then they're, quietly talking everything. And then the lady, this shouldn't make me laugh as much as it makes me laugh. But then the lady who walked over, who is having words with her, is talking to her, maintains eye contact, and slides a pie off the table and then walks away.
Hell yeah. Oh, it'd be a shame if something happened to this rhubarb. Bam.
We've been talking about social resets. Hey, social ransom.
Yeah.
All right. I would hate for something to happen to this pecan rhubarb chocolate.
Perhaps for a small fee,
You know.
we'll make sure you get through this carnival and or festival safely.
Well, I already paid the fee for the booth. No, this is different.
Nah, this is let's just say we're not with the festival.
Look, let's just say I don't want anything to happen to those beautiful pecans, all right?
Yeah. Sure what'll happen, Bruno, and then he does the hammer thing. He's been waiting in line the whole time.
You think he's been waiting in line for the hammer test, and he's just been waiting with this guy?
He's been waiting for the threat. So then this guy's been off to the side waiting for him to get to the front of the line to go do the threat.
Also, pie goes all over them. Like, pie goes all over everybody. But yeah, she just slowly, and the way the okay, this is
Like a cat.
This is the other disrespect about it. She slid it off so slowly that the other lady could have saved it. Like, she maintained eye contact, but her hand is like, and then she's whispering. She's like,
Rhubarb pecan.
it's still on the table when it's here. Like she didn't pick one that was at the edge of the table. She slid a pie from like the middle of the table. She had to take a step.
She had to do a little like traffic jam with the
She had to take a step to slide this pie all the way off the table.
Did the pie lady just not notice that she was pushing it?
I think the pie lady was getting so pissed that she was just like, you ever get so mad that you don't
She was
react?
just tunnel vision.
Yeah, she was just tunnel vision. Like, and it just, what I'd like to believe they were whispering is just like, I'm going to slide this pie off the table. I'm going to slide it off the table. Oh, you better not do that. Oh,
Don't do that.
I am going to do that because I don't like you and I don't respect
You let go of my pie.
and I don't
Let go
like
of my
pie.
pie.
And I don't like
You
what
don't
you
do that.
do with your life.
How dare you? My pie's so good.
And
Why
now
don't do
it's
it?
off the table. Now it's off the table.
I didn't want you to do that.
Now there's grass in your pecans. Enjoy.
Finally, another ingredient.
Enjoy your ant pie. Bitch.
It's ironic because I'm the pie ant.
Yeah, but then also she took a second to like clearly was gathering herself, which I did feel a little bit bad about because as annoying as she was yelling, it was like, well, now this person's just devastated, right?
Right.
And then takes a minute to gather herself and then starts like yelling again with the, pecan, rhubarb, like all the stuff. But
But just with tears running down her face.
but the pie is
Yeah,
still
rhubarb.
on the ground. And she just never picked it up because I guess she felt like it would have been too much of a step down to pick up the pie.
What are you going to do with that?
You know?
What are you going to do with that? Then you got to find a garbage can or something, or you can't have a fucked up pie sitting on your table.
Yeah.
So I think the best course of action is to pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah. Pecan, rhubarb, grass.
Pecan, rhubarb, ground.
Yeah. Also speaking.
Oh, that one? That one's not for sale.
That one's not for sale unless you're that bitch Heather. I'll sell it to her for free. It's like, well, it's
Yeah.
not really a sale then.
That's a gift, I think, what you just...
Oh, it won't feel like a gift. She wants to put my pie on the ground. She can join my pies on the ground. She can have a little bit of that dirt flavor with some of that pecan.
I mean, if she's the one that put it on the ground, she probably doesn't want it. It sounds like you don't know what to do with this.
No,
You've never
she's
been
gonna
threatened
love
before.
it. All right, she's gonna love the pecan. She's gonna love
Now
the
you think
dirt.
she's gonna like it? Interesting.
Yeah, because just burst out into tears.
You ever been in a fight before?
I just wish I knew the backstory. It's just two middle-aged women that were like having words very quietly. But then, what an alpha move!
Did you see where the other lady came from? Did she come from a different booth?
No, but I saw her later behind like a squirt gun booth.
Interesting.
Yeah, so she wasn't even selling other foods like
Like a rival baked good.
Yeah,
that was my first. My first thing was like, ooh, these are rival.
yeah, it would be
bakers.
great. Pie versus funnel cake would be fire. Yes.
Yeah, that thing. That's what I was hoping for, I guess.
Honestly, if she like this is a person who's clearly unhinged though, because as as minor of a thing as it is to do, it does feel like I felt like this was a crazy person when I was watching her.
Oh no, it's a wildly aggressive move.
Yeah. And so
Well, passively aggressive move, maybe.
And so what I will say is if she was running the funnel cake station, she would have come over with hot grease. Like this person, our saving grace is that she was behind the squirt gun thing, and those squirt guns can't move.
Yeah. Maybe that used to be the spot for the squirt gun booth.
Oh,
They used
hey.
They used to have that prime real estate.
That could be it. The squirt gun
it.
booth used to be near the sledgehammer.
Yeah. So it was great back and forth money of people waiting for the hammer. They'd come over to the squirt gun, vice versa.
And now this pie lady messed the whole thing up.
And no one wants these damn pies walking around a carnival. Unless you're going to have a pie throwing game.
Yeah.
This is games. This is the game row.
Yeah.
Make a game out of this pie. And I got a new game for you. It's called ground pie.
I got a new game for you. It's called Do You Have the Balls to Stop Me While I Slide a Whole Pie Off of Your Table? Because also, look, this is the other thing, and I don't know this woman's situation. I really don't. So I can only make fun of it so much because I'm sure there's a logical, maybe she had a van full of pies. But she did not have a lot of pies at that table. So by sliding a pie off the table, you took out like a fifth of her inventory.
really took down part of her.
There weren't that many
really
pies
hurt her
on
stock.
the table. So either she had already sold a bunch or she wasn't selling any, so she didn't bring any.
Yeah.
Because the fair is for the whole weekend.
Yeah, and maybe she doesn't fully understand fairs, and she doesn't think that clowns are a part of it. They think clowns just come to it. And she's like, you know what, clowns love pies.
You know what I would...
Pies and seltzer water. That's what I have.
I didn't even see how much the pies were. I would love if just to cover her costs. Yeah, just to cover her costs, each pie was $200. Like every slice of pie is full $200.
And you said this is by the entrance.
No, this wasn't by the entrance.
No?
This is in the heart of the
In
fair.
the heart of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
this doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I buy a pie and then ride around?
But even the entrance isn't really like there's. I don't know. I'm just not. When would I want a pie? A full pie?
That's what I'm saying. The closer to the exit where the parking lot is seems like the best place.
That's the best, but the best is still not good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still buying a fucking carnival pie.
Also, we got pie at home. Okay.
We got pie at home. Yeah, I want the pie that a bunch of people have walked by and coughed on. And
Yeah, someone's definitely farted on that pie.
that's where I want to get my pie.
Yeah.
In a place full of of old machinery and old games that have been touched by 9,000 people a year.
Yeah.
That's where I want to get my baked goods to take home.
You know what I like sprinkled over my pie? Rust from the Ferris wheel from on high.
Yeah. It's why when you go to a carnival, you want deep fried stuff because then you at least know nothing survives that. So this food might be nasty, but at least it's clean. You know what I mean? No germs survive that frying process. Tell me I'm wrong.
I feel like that's not quite I feel like you could still have dirty grease. I feel like
You can still have dirty grease, but
so clean might be a stretch. Definitely burned. These germs are scorched.
yeah, it's clean nasty. It's the cleanest nasty you're gonna get.
Yeah. Okay, so look, this thing, you may even need to cut this because this may not be funny to anyone but me. But
Usually means we're gonna talk about it for a while.
you know, like an ick, like when you get the ick and stuff.
Are you talking about that in like the terms of the terms of your stand-up joke? How you do it?
Yeah. Just like how
Okay.
how you get the ick when you like someone, but whatever.
See, 'cause that was something I learned about because of your stand-up bit. I didn't know it was a thing people were talking about. Was
Yeah,
the ick
yeah.
or whatever.
In case you don't know what the ick is, it's when you like someone, in this case, actually love someone, but then they do something that's so it's such a turn off for you that you don't see them the same way, and you get the ick, and you either, I mean, sometimes you still continue on and then fall in love anyway, but almost always you just stop being like attracted. That's why it usually happens on the early end, because once you love someone, it's very hard to get an ick that is, because an ick is also innocuous. It's not like something obviously horrible and huge,
right.
you know?
But you're saying when it happens later, you're less likely to like end the relationship, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Because I had an ick recently with Jess, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she said bagel instead of bagel, and it was a real.
Was there something in her mouth?
No, she just straight up said it. Just straight was like bagel, and I was like, that is. And here's the thing: I've heard her say bagel before too.
So this was just a mistake, or does she think that it's pronounced either way?
I don't know. She got real close to when she said milk the other day, and it really sounded like milk with like an E, and I was like, "Hun, what's going on here? Are you okay?"
Yeah. That's wild. It's not like
some of them have come out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you're like, hey, we should go to a speech therapist together, just together to like see if we're still saying everything the same, and feel good about how we pronounce things and stuff.
Yeah. Let's just set it, let's set what the pronunciations are. Let's agree together.
Does your tongue feel like a tool or like it's in the way?
Yeah. You feel, is there a lot of turmoil going on in there? I just want to know. Because we can sort that out. Yeah. I don't know. That was just a joke. That's not like an ick, but it's you say your mic.
Yeah.
Or did you hit the table?
No, I hit the mic with my hand pretty hard as I was trying to discreetly move.
Well, it wasn't that discreet because you went, ow.
Yeah, I just had to let it out. So
I was trying to be discreet about it, so I looked you in the eye and said, ow.
So I was like when you do a show and like when you do a show and the audience is like just tipsy enough where they're not fully making sense. Even when you ask more questions, it's not getting any better.
Yeah.
So I just asked this random couple what their ick was, right? And I still don't know who did it. It was a man and a woman sitting together. And I had asked the man, but then the woman spoke up. But then it sounded for a second like she was talking about herself. But then it seemed like maybe the guy had done it. Basically, the ick that they both agreed they had was, this is so specific, but one of them came home one night and from a long trip as well. So hadn't been home for a while. And they come home and their partner, because once again, they were so like drunkenly trying to explain the thing that I could not gather who did what. I even asked them straight up at one point, and then they busted out laughing instead of answering me. One of them came home from a long trip, and their significant other was seated on the floor in front of the TV with just an entire like a tin is the only way to put it, like a baking pan tin, deep like right out of the oven foil of pot pie. And they had clearly been eating the pot pie from the tin on the floor and had gotten through quite a bit of it, like had eaten half of it, But
like it's like a full pie, not like a mini one.
No, not like a mini pot pie. We're talking about, it shouldn't even be called a pot pie because it's so big. It's like a pot cake. And so they had so much pot pie on them because clearly they were drunk when they did it. So they drunk, like, I don't know how you stay drunk this long because pot pies, like homemade pot pies, take forever, right?
Yeah, especially if it's that big, you're gonna have to bake it. You're
Yeah.
not microwaving that, or they did. That's why it's so messy. Is they broke this thing in half and shoved it in the microwave,
And then clearly ruined the microwave because you can't put that much metal in a microwave.
Nope. Yeah.
And so then they're sitting they're sitting on the floor with first of all, the spatula is their utensil. So they don't even have a fork or a spoon. They are eating straight from the spatula. They're eating spatula at a time pot pie, right? Mm-hmm. And the pot pie is on the floor. And the thing that kept popping up to me was like the kid in Matilda eating the cake. Because I'm like, you've got a lot of pot pie to get through.
Yeah.
And they're clearly putting in work. Because it's like half gone or whatever. But they've just got so much pot pie juice spilled on their shirt. And it looks insane. It looks like a grown toddler. Like you're watching this infant. Imagine if that infant now was 150 more pounds. Mm-hmm. And like middle-aged. In front of the TV. Had a job and knew how to bake a full pot pie. That must have at least been decent because you've eaten half of it.
Yeah, it's like a kid that never learns to to stop chewing his shirt, and getting it all covered in spit, But now he's 40 and still does that.
I forgot until you said that. I forgot any kid did that.
I'm around too many of them.
That's so funny. And so so they come home and they're just like sitting almost in pot pie because they've also spilled a ton because it's a slated spatula. So it's like it's
great.
one of the spatulas where like clearly juices are gonna go through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's just like pot pie on the lip. It's like pot pie on their chin. It's all down the shirt. It looks like they jumped in the pot pie.
Right, yeah.
Like they dove it, and so they're just
they did a slip and slide with pot pie.
Yeah, and
Popeye slip and slide.
Apparently,
the game that's sweeping the nation.
They're not even sitting like crisscross. They're sitting with legs open, with the pie as close to the thighs as they could get it. So they're eating over the pie, but it's also like on the floor. And that's why I said the toddler thing because they look like how a toddler would.
And
eat.
This is a couple that's still together.
There's a couple that's still together, but then
we're together at this point.
And and then I'm like, that's a I'm just gonna walk situation. Like keep the house, keep everything in it. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the thing that's
I'm gonna change my name. Here's my phone. I'm smashing it in front of you so you know not to call me.
The thing that's so wild about it is that they were both agreeing, which means whoever did this gave the other person the ick and gave themselves the ick. Because they were both like, oh, this is the most disgusting thing I had ever seen. But one of them did it.
Well, and the fact that they were together when it happened, because honestly, to be that drunk and eating a full pot pie like that sounds like one of them got dumped.
Yeah, no one should be doing this in a happy life.
No, that's not behavior for when you're doing well.
Yeah, that's not
just
like
mentally and emotionally.
Hey, my girl's out of town, so you know what the boys go do.
Yeah,
full pot pie weekend, okay? we get nasty with it. All right, we getting baked, and when I say baked, I mean pot pie, baked every day. Okay,
God, the boys slurp some gravy.
it's gonna be juicy. You gonna be slipping.
Yeah,
crusty at the top.
Getting them veggies in.
Yeah,
I mean the boys.
Maybe a little bit of stew meat in there just to spice it up.
Yeah, just like Grandma used to make.
Just
the
like
OG bro.
Just like Grandma used to make, except way too much that Grandma never made. She did a reasonable amount. I'm a ball out.
She made the right amount. She made the right amount. She was a responsible woman, but not me.
But not me. You know what I mean? I got to flex on them. And by flex on them, I mean get so sick that I cannot flex a single muscle,
Yeah. Now give me the spatula with the biggest holes in it.
Give me the spatula that'll let people know, hey, I eat like a baby.
Yeah. These clothes, they don't go in the wash. They go in the fire.
Yeah, not my lucky shirt. Okay.
Nuh-uh. These clothes will not be saved because it's about to get so crazy in here.
I'm about to be soaked in pot juice.
Shit.
All right.
We might have to buy a new house
Yeah.
for how wild it's going to get this weekend with the pot pies and the boys.
Hey, when I say the boys, I do mean just me.
I mean, me by myself. I have trouble making adult friends.
Also,
Pie.
Also, we have a carpet, so this living room will be ruined, okay? There's certain decisions you can't make with carpet that I'm going to make anyway because I'm nice like that.
See, now I'm going to go ahead and combine these stories and say that this is how the pie lady who got bullied at the fair reacted. She went home and got drunk and made a pot pie.
And made a pot pie and just spilled most of it on herself.
Just spilled most of it.
Which is also very hot. Like that, like if you burn yourself, have you ever burned yourself with a pot pie before?
Sure. I mean, I burned myself with many food.
Well, this is my memory. This is why I'm this person is living foul is because when I was little, one of the first things that I used the oven for, because it was a big deal that I was using the oven when I was a little kid, because for so long I was told not to touch it. And then finally they were like, you're old enough that if you want something that gets made in the oven, you can put it in. You just have to follow the instructions. And so I remember, this is so insane. I remember wanting a pot pie. I think I was at my grandma's house. I wanted a pot pie, and this is so dumb. I wanted a pot pie, and they were like, follow the instructions. So I followed the instructions, and they were watching over me as well to make sure I was like doing it right. Preheated the oven, got it to 400, took out the pie out of the box, undid the film, everything. Like, and then, put the pie in. I was feeling like a big boy, right? And then, the oven.
Gonna clip that audio to use later.
The oven like a big boy. Didn't have a timer on it, or at least the timer didn't work, so I had to keep time myself. So I was watching the clock because the clock said in 20 minutes the pot pie is going to be ready. It was a little mini one, right? And so I'm just watching, and every so often I'm even having like panic attack is a strong word for it, but I'm even having moments of like freaking out because I'll be watching TV. And then remember, I haven't checked the clock in a while. So I'm like, did I miss it? You know what I mean? Like, because I want the perfect golden brown pot pie to prove that I could use the oven, Yeah,
you got a lot riding on this.
Yeah. And so.
This is an important pot pie.
So then I see the time. I'm freaking out because it's 20 minutes. I looked just as it was turning 19. And so I remember counting down the seconds on the clock because I thought that's how cooking worked. Like, I thought that at 20 minutes, it would be perfect. And so then I lower the oven door, and like somehow, whether I wasn't told or I just forgot, somehow information about oven mitts had slipped through the cracks. So it doesn't even occur to me to grab an oven mitt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
you didn't know this was a thing that existed.
Yeah. And so I
just reach on in.
I reach in and grab the pot pie, right? Now the pot pie's tin that it's in is like a foil type aluminum, around it that it cooks in.
Yeah.
And so I reach in, I grab it. The way that I grab it is I grab with my index finger and just the I guess like inside of my thumb around the foil part. But then I end up putting my thumb in the pie when I'm grabbing it to pull it out. Oh. And so I put my thumb in the pie. I'm burning, like I think my thumb is going to burn off because I didn't realize that it would be this hot. I didn't like finish in my head what cooking, like how to get something out of the oven. And so it's to the point where my finger's already in. And so even in pain, I pull the pot pie out of the oven.
Yeah.
Like I just rip it out real quick, right? This all happens so fast. It's not like I have a blister or anything. Like my thumb is clearly burned and hurt. And I want to cry because I'm little, but I also don't want to give away that I've made such like an insane mistake. Like as soon as my
Right.
thumb is in the pie, I realize I've done
Yeah.
something horribly wrong.
You know this is going to affect your final score.
It's going to affect my ability to use the oven, which is also
Yeah.
going to affect the snacks that I get. Because sometimes I
Yeah.
want something and my grandma didn't feel like making it or didn't feel, so if I can do something myself, I can have it whenever I want.
This is a big moment in your life. You're leveling up as a big boy.
And so my thumb goes in the piping hot pie, right? That's how I know it's
Jack
done.
Hornered yourself.
Is
Yep.
because steam is steam is shooting between my thumb and
Yes.
the pie. And so I rip the pie out. I like set the pie down on the oven door that's all the way down. I then realized this is what oven mitts are for. And so I grab the oven mitts and then, grab the pie, put it on the counter and everything. Am nursing my thumb. And this was so devastating. I'm eating the pie later, like I let it cool for a sec because I'm like really hurt. I'm like sitting there like, ooh, and I'm trying to hide it as well because I just don't want anybody to know how badly I messed up,
Yeah.
And so I'm like really like nursing, but like I'm trying to not let my thumb touch anything while not showing it's hurt. And so then it's time to eat the pie, but I burn the thumb that I eat with normally. So I eat a lot with my left hand. And so I burn my left thumb.
The thumb that you eat with though makes it sound like you just dip your thumb into things.
Oh yeah. That's how
just stab food with my thumb and then into my mouth.
Yeah, instead of counting calories, I just eat a thumbful at a time. And then 100 thumbs and you're full.
I eat 100 thumbs a day.
And so then I can't now grab the fork because this thumb hurts so bad that I can't like grab the fork and eat the pot pie. And so I use my right hand, which I'm like a left-handed person. And so I am completely missing my mouth. You think eating was an ambidextrous thing? And is for me, it's just clearly not. So I am missing my mouth and burning my lip with hot pot pie because because I'm just using the wrong hand. Like in a weird way, I don't even know how to hold the fork.
No, I know, and the problem is too is it's high stakes. You got high stakes to suddenly be ambidextrous because not only are you trying to show you're a big boy, but what you're wielding is hot.
Yeah. And
hot
so
and messy. So it's like this is a lot. This is a lot on a little guy.
So I've got one thumb in the air just to cool, right? And then I've got my other thumb on the fork, and I'm just it's crazy. I actually feel like I was in an accident or something. I'm relearning to use my limbs because I've never even tried to eat with my right hand before.
Yeah, definitely the same thing.
No, I'm just saying it's like because I'm trying to eat with my right hand for the first time and hold a fork,
Right.
It's like not even occurring to me how to do it. Like it's genuinely I have to think about how I would do it with my left, try to mirror it with my right hand, stab the pie, lift it up, and not like fling it into my own face.
Right. Yeah.
Because the crust is super hard. Mm-hmm. Like if it was just already all broken off, then maybe I'd have a better chance. But the crust is also hard, so I'm not even aware of how much pressure to put on the fork. Like all this is going through my head because I'm like still trying to hide that my thumb is red, by the way. Like
probably quite burned.
yeah,
Actually.
yeah. So I don't have a blister, but my thumb is like it doesn't look like my thumb,
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it was terrible.
Some pot pie trauma.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you had there.
Because then the worst part is that I did all that of like thinking about like calm down,
PPSD,
accept
pot pie
the
stress
pain.
disorder.
Yeah, accept the pain. Know that you can use your right hand to eat. Don't freak out.
Yes.
All right, this is possible.
Turns out a lot of people do it. A lot of people use their right hand for eating.
And so then I remember I finally got like a respectable forkful of pot pie, right? Some peas, some carrots, a little bit of meat. I was doing it all. And then when I went to put it in my mouth, it burned my tongue. And I was like, I think I'm done for the day. Like, I
You just walk into your mom, just be like, I should not be trusted with the oven.
I'm not ready for the oven. Also, I may need all the doctors because my thumb feels ruined.
Yes. I don't know if you can see my thumb bubbling. But that is part of why I think I should not be trusted with the oven. Thank you for this experience.
Which I'm sure was really just to give you a break.
Yeah. I'm sure you saw this as a way to do less for me and for me to be more independent. And I'm going to let you know now that no.
Yeah.
Just going to let you know that I'm going to say no.
I'm also going to throw out there that after the thumb thing, I put a Band-Aid on it because in my head, all Band-Aids made things better.
Well, that's just child logic. Yeah, a Band-Aid will fix it.
But because now, at least when my finger was in the air, nothing was touching it, whatever. Now with a Band-Aid on, it's constantly being touched.
Yeah.
Like now, anytime I move my head, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, if you put a Band-Aid on it, you feel the blister grow.
Yeah.
Like you feel it actually from beginning to end be created.
This Band-Aid is getting tight.
Yeah. Wow. This was wasn't expecting so much pie drama for this episode, but that's what happens. Hey, real quick before we go, should we open up the mailbag?
Yeah, let's do it.
I got one thing just because I think this will go perfect with the sentiment of a gun is a social reset for because that's kind of I'd say maybe an emo statement or something. So how about we look at the return of Goth Josh? There we go. It's a new one. This is from Mike, and it's post-apocalyptic Slender Man Goth Josh is what we have. So this one here, look at that. You look badass in this. How do you feel about this?
it is very well drawn. This is wild.
It's like something out of Sandman.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like truly wild.
And then they also put this one down here. It says, I'm not sure if Josh digs Afro Samurai, but here he is. So this must be a different take on it. That one in large, but
yeah, wow.
So there you go. A couple different. We'll put those in the video. Probably post them on Instagram. But thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Those are both very cool.
Those are some gnarly Goth Joshes / Samurai Joshes / post-apocalyptic Slender Man Joshes.
Yeah, that the other one looks like straight out of Samurai Jack. Like I don't know if I'm a good guy or a bad guy, but I'm in it.
Yeah. You're a mysterious figure in the distance watching them or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. And thank you for listening. Well, we had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. Thanks so much for listening to the show. If you're looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we post clips of the show. You can also find me on @JoshJohnson on Twitter and Josh J Comedy on Facebook if you still use it. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag like Mike did there and send us stuff, joshjohnsonshow @gmail.com. You can also get in the mailbag by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/JoshJohnsonShow. We have bonus podcasts and video stuff and access to past live shows. And speaking of live shows, we have one coming up October 16th. It's a Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We are doing another one. I can tell you right now, I already plan for that one since it's our October live show. The teased several times throughout the show, the creepy ass dolls that Jess has in our house are probably going to make an appearance at this coming live show, much to mine and Josh's chagrin.
Chagrin's one way to put it. We hope you join us for the virtual live, but also that you have a great rest of the day into your weekend. All right. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you.
Give it up right now for the one and only Josh Johnson!
I reflected a lot, and I came up with a lot of New Year's resolutions this year. I don't normally do it. I almost never do New Year's resolutions, but this year I had kind of a bunch, because it just so happened I was really thinking about myself and life when the time came. And the problem with New Year's resolutions, the reason that they're so hard to keep, is that a year is a year long. If you could make a New Year's resolution and really only had to do it for like 3 weeks, you'd knock it out of the park. But there's something about the fifth Monday where you're like, again? No. And I think we should all cut ourselves some slack, genuinely, when you have trouble making your New Year's resolution a habit or sticking to it, because New Year's resolutions are as old as calendars. So as long as we've been keeping track, we've been trying to be better and failing. It's very human. And our New Year's resolutions, by and large, are things that we're gonna do or stop doing to stop hurting ourselves. If you read through history and you go back to the New Year's resolutions of whole civilizations, right? The Babylonians, the Romans, these people would have ceremonies, and usually a lot of what they did, a lot of their New Year's resolutions, was to appease their gods or the tribe at large. It wasn't just about them. And all of our New Year's resolutions, for the most part, are things we're going to stop doing or start doing to stop hurting ourselves. They had New Year's resolutions to stop hurting other people. You read back in history, there were just New Year's resolutions of whole tribes that were like, this year, y'all, we not gonna pillage. We were doing too much last year. We were pillaging over here, pillaging over here. Not everything need to be pillaged. We need to start focusing on us, all right? Even probably had a tribe leader came up with a slogan, we not gonna pillage, we gonna be a village. No, it's as old as time. And admittedly, there are some modern New Year's resolutions. I do know a few people in my life that have had to make New Year's resolutions to stop hurting other people. You know, it's rare, but it does happen. Like, I had one friend nonchalantly said, you know what, this year, I'm gonna cut less people. First of all, I didn't know she was cutting anybody. Second, your New Year's resolution is day one. Your New Year's resolution is to cut less. You didn't say none. None was an option. The year hasn't happened yet. You haven't even met who will be worth cutting, and you're still like, I might maybe give them a pass. Said, I'm gonna cut less people, and I was like, what do you mean cut less people? They were like, oh, you know how it is. I hate being asked or told if or that I know how something is when I clearly have no idea how it is. Oh, you know how it is. You go out and somebody press you, and next thing you know, you holding the blade on you. It's like, what life do you think I'm leading? What life are you leading? When are you doing this? I had a couple of New Year's resolutions. One of them was to focus on my health, which I'm already regretting. Genuinely, because this is my thing. When you try to focus on your health in the beginning of the year, you really think you're gonna do it, and that's why I make it a New Year's resolution. If you tell me what I'm doing wrong, if you tell me what's wrong with me in like September, I'm probably gonna be like, then I'll die. Sorry. I like doing that. But if we're starting a new year and you're like, don't do that, I'll be like, okay, I'll try, right? No, but the problem is when you focus on your health, you have to go to the doctor. And going to the doctor is a little bit too exact and final for me. If something's wrong with me and I'm telling a friend about it and we're just sort of going back and forth spitballing about what it could be, it's almost kind of fun. You're like, maybe it's that. Oh, maybe it's that. Let's Google it. Oh, we shouldn't have Googled it. You know what I mean? But when you go to the doctor's like, no, you sick. And basically, I had to go to the doctor pretty early because, it's embarrassing to admit, but I feel like if I'm open, if I'm vulnerable about it, then it'll hopefully remove some of the stigma. Okay, I had to go to the doctor because too many, I would even say most of my farts were whistling. Okay, all right. So if you're going through what I'm going through and you hear that laughter, that's why I'm doing this, to try to break through, try to show the normalcy of what was happening to me. So basically, when I would fart, I don't even fart all the time, but every once in a while, one goes, and it was just having at the tail end, very tail end, it was having just a little like to it. I didn't know where it was coming from. I didn't know why it was happening, but I was hearing it. And I'm not like a musician in that way. I don't know a lot of music theory, but it did seem like a bit of a D sharp to it. Like it had a little bit of that fire alarm, a little bit of that at the very end, right? And so one day I was walking and I don't even remember the food that I had, but it hit me in the wrong way. And so I sounded like a piccolo. I was walking and my steps were just a little fluty. And I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I walk and listen to music. So I'll have my big old headphones on, they're noise canceling, so I can really enjoy the music and everything. And I knew I had a problem because the cut through it was so high of a pitch, it must have got under the noise canceler. And so I was just walking, and I don't know, once again, about you, but when I'm wearing my headphones, I'm listening to music, and I'm walking, it feels like I can fart however loud I want because I can't hear it, so then it must not be that bad. I know that's not actually how sound works, but it's just kind of what goes through my head while I'm doing it. And I was walking, I just heard it, sort of like, do you remember? And I was like, uh-oh, I should probably talk to somebody. And so I did. I went to the doctor, and when I got to the doctor, I had a bit of an issue because I even tried to use as many big words as I could to describe what was happening to lessen the blow of what I had to say. So I was like, my flatulence is having some orchestral notes to it. And the doctor was like, what? And I'm like, don't do that. One of the main reasons I hate going to the doctor is because if you're a doctor, and especially if you're older than me and you're a doctor, I'm assuming you've been a doctor for a while, right? And if you've been a doctor for a while, then I'm assuming you've seen a lot of stuff. But somehow when I go to the doctor and I tell them my problem, they've never heard of it before. You got all these encyclopedias in here with all these diagrams of people's bodies and stuff, but then I tell you what I'm happening, you're like, what? And then I just made it simple. I was like, look, my farts are whistling. He was like, what? And I was like, that's worse. What happened to bedside manner? And so, he fixed it. I'm fine now. It doesn't happen anymore. But yeah, basically there was something going on where I had pretty much like overexerted myself, and it he explained it better, but I guess my organs were kind of like a Tom and Jerry configuration, and it was just making me whistle at the very end, and then it went back to normal. My second New Year's resolution was to be very mindful about what I do and say on a podcast. Now, I'm not perfect, but this has been the downfall of a lot of people. I'm not even saying that there's never gonna be a podcast where I talk out of pocket. I don't know. It's just talking. And it's so much talking that along the way, you say something dumb or something that doesn't age well or something that you don't even really think. Maybe you're just talking, right? You get anybody to talk for hours and hours and hours, and eventually they'll say something pretty dumb. So I'm trying to be mindful about what I do and say on a podcast, because when podcasts started, before there was a ton of money in it, it was just one of two things. It was either people who had such a great rapport with each other that listening to them felt like listening with them, like being there with them and just having a party with your friends, and it was an interesting conversation that you felt like you were a part of, right? Or there was a very interesting person, an incredibly interesting person, and then someone had them on their podcast who was a good interviewer. And through giving a good interview, they pulled all of these interesting and beautiful things out of this very interesting person and then gave it to you. And so you either got some sort of education from it or you got some sort of community from it, right? And now, podcasts, I think we made too many microphones. Because now it's a genuine mess. You know? Like, I watched what I think was maybe one of the most important podcast clips of all time. One that exactly, perfectly describes what I'm kind of talking about. Mike D has a podcast. And in that podcast, he was talking to OG Tulo, a rapper. And while he was talking to him, OG Tulo reaches into his pocket and somehow shoots himself in the leg. I'm encouraging everyone to watch this clip because it's truly one of the most important moments in podcasting ever. I had so many questions when I saw this man shoot himself in the leg. First of all, what gun is little enough? But also, what pocket is big enough? Because you can't see a gun. He's literally got his hand in his pocket, which means there's a gun and his hand in his pocket. How deep are these pockets? They're like optical illusions. This man reaches into his pocket, and I want to be clear here, okay? OG Tulo and Mike D, they weren't having some sort of argument. Mike D wasn't coming at him. It's not like he was reaching in his pocket to grab his gun. If anything, it looked like he was reaching in his pocket for something else. And can I just say, don't put your gun in your pocket. But if you do, make sure your gun is the only thing in that pocket. Please do not put your gun and your keys in your pocket. I'm begging you not to put your gun and your phone in your pocket. Because this man looks like he's trying to move the gun. When you rewatch it, I've watched it 2,000 times. It looked like he's trying to move the gun out the way to get something else. And I'm telling you, it's not worth it to have your gun and your gum in the same pocket. This dude reaches into his pocket. Bam! And then Mike D, who's sitting across from him, Mike D goes, "Who shot who?" They're facing each other. He turns
to the cameras out there where the people are, who I guess are producing the podcast. And he turns to them and goes, who shot who? Somebody got shot? Sir, how often are people shooting each other at your studio for the first question to be, who shot who? He didn't say who shot who as in like, oh no, a gun went off. He turned as if to say, y'all, we are trying to do something. This man turns, who shot who? Somebody got shot? When you look for the clip, OG2, now that's O, letter O, G, letter G, we're capital letters, the number 2, like an email, OG2low, right? OG2low is fascinating to me because there are a lot of rappers who their name is not, it's not true to who they are as a person, right? But to his credit, OG2low shoots himself in the leg and only goes, his reaction to shooting himself in the leg, all he does is go, ooh. This man doesn't cry, he doesn't freak out, he just makes the face you make when you drop a casserole, just, ooh. You know the face you make when you get caught coming home after curfew, you in the dark, you think you made it, then the lights come on and you're like, ooh. He makes the face you make when there's like 2 people arguing out in the world and you don't know either one, but then one of them is like, that's why I took your man, ooh. This man simply goes, ooh. And then a person behind the camera calls out and goes, Lo, you good? There are a few things I hate more than being asked if I'm good when I should not be good. When I'm clearly, people wait till you hurt to ask if you're okay. And I understand the reflex question, but you just saw something very bad happen. You saw a man reach in his pocket where he clearly forgot he had a gun. And then shoot himself in the leg, and now you go, Lo, you good? And OG2low simply says, I think. And so I'm trying to be more mindful about what podcasts I do and what I do on them, because I've seen how bad it can go. You know? Another thing, another New Year's resolution I had was to take better pictures of my male friends. Okay? As men, we gotta start taking better pictures. This is rough. We wonder why it's a struggle out here, but I'm telling you, I know good men. Not just decent men, I'm talking about good, wholesome men. Father figures in men. Father material, marriage material men who are out here taking pictures forehead first. I'm talking about forehead presented, forehead shiny, optical illusion, forehead forward. I don't even know how you get that angle. Did you put the camera on your head? You know, because that's what happens. As a man, you don't get that many good pictures taken of you by other dudes, you know? And then you post it because it's one of the only good pictures you have. You want to go on a dating site, you want to meet people, you go ahead and you post the pictures you have of yourself because what you have is what you have. And then you put that out into the world and you wonder why there aren't many bites. There aren't a ton of bites because when people are scrolling through your pictures, you look blurry. You look like if they met you, you would only be a memory, you know? You know what I'm talking about? You know that wave look when it's like, it's almost a good picture, but there's that movement at the end, so you're a little blurry on one side. Will she be dating a ghost? Who knows? We've got to start taking better pictures of each other's men. And I know it's hard. I know it feels weird to like take, because women are so good at doing it for each other. They'll take incredible pictures of each other. It won't even be picture day. It'll just be some good lighting in a random place. And they'll be like, hold up, stop. Let me get you. No. Pose, quick. Yep, see, this is good. You know? It's tough. We don't try enough. We don't try. Even if you muster up the courage as a man to know that you look good that day, and you ask your boy to take a picture of you, as men, we get too uncomfortable trying to make each other look good. Like you're scared to try to make your boy look hot. Even if you're looking good, bona fide, looking good, anybody can see it. You're dressed well, shaved, everything, right? And then you hand the phone to your boy. He's like, got it. That's not helpful. You didn't get it. You didn't get it. That's why when I post the picture, I look like smoke. Because you were so uncomfortable, you couldn't stop, let the phone rest for a sec. The phone didn't even get to adjust. Do you know the technology we have in our pockets? And the phone was like, I didn't get that at all. Women will do anything to take a good picture of their friend, especially when the friendship is mixed. Like when you're out with your male, female friends and you're just walking, going to a restaurant, whatever, and then there's a moment where it's like, hey, this is good lighting, stop, let me take a picture of you. I've seen work put in. Because they love their friend. The things I've seen, it's not just one of these. I've seen women get angles for each other. Angles that it never occurred to me to get. The way that I've seen women work their knees backwards. No, you be still. I'm good. You be still. That's it right there. That's it. No, men take such bad pictures of ourselves and have such bad pictures of us taken. I'm pretty sure that's why nobody looks for us when we go missing. Be honest right now. If there is a man that goes missing, if they even put his picture on the local news, it's the worst picture of him if it's not a picture from high school. If it's not his high school picture with that bow tie or whatever, it's just him being like... And then you see the picture and you're like, I think he did it. I think he kidnapped him. That's what happened. I solved it. We don't need to look. That's why when you put a woman's picture on the national news, it's any picture. It's just a picture of her that's recent. And people are like, find her! Because it's a good picture. Another New Year's resolution that I made was to start making, how do I put this? I want to start having manlier mannerisms. The entire time I've been alive, I've just been moving the way I move because it's what feels natural to me in the moment, but I'm seeing every once in a while, there'll be someone that comes into my life that shows me that actually, maybe not this way. When I was young, I was working this job, and there was a dude on the job who was he was in prison, and he was on work release. And he took me under his wing and was trying to teach me how to be more of a man. I didn't ask him to, but I also didn't really know how to take up for myself. So I would do little things, and he would try to correct those things for me, right? And I remember one time I walked in the room, and it was pretty stinky. And because it was stinky, I tried to waft, in front of my face, like waft, like you would when it stinks. You're like, ooh, it's stinky, right? You know what I mean? Like, you've done this. Don't act like it was stinky, right? But the way I did it, my hands were too fluid when I was, because it was stinky, but I felt like this was more efficient to get it out of my face. I was like whipping it out of the way, right? And he saw me and he was like, stop doing that. And I'm like, what? Why? And he's like, your hand looked like a whisper, dog. One time he tried to, dap me up, but he had big hands. And so when he did it, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. And so I pulled my hand back, and I pulled my hand back like, and he was like, don't do that. And I'm like, what should I do then? He's like, I don't know, but not that. The worst one was, people talk about fight or flight, and people often don't talk about freeze, which is what I did in this particular situation. This dude had been on work release, right? And some dudes who he must have got into it with before he went to jail found out where he worked. They waited for him to take a smoke break, and they tried to jump him. Now, initially, when they tried to jump him, they were just pressing him outside, talking. I don't know if he owed them money. I don't know what the situation was. All I know is I'm walking out with the trash, and then they swing on this dude, all right? And then he, by himself, fights off both of these dudes, and he's not really losing or winning, but he'll take one to give one, and then he'll get one good enough that they back up a bit so he can focus on the other one, and then go back to this guy and everything. But then at one point, my man, he gets clipped. He gets clipped by one of these dudes, right? And they have him with an uppercut, and he goes backwards. And I'm not proud of it, but it was my genuine reaction. When he got hit, I did go. Because apparently I touch my cheeks when I gasp. I didn't know that about me either, but nothing had happened to make me gasp in a long time. So when it happened, I was like, oh. And people look at you different. When you do like a full Macaulay Culkin, when you hit them with the Macaulay, with the... Another one of my New Year's resolutions is to take a break from Facebook Marketplace. This is my thing. It's not even that I'm buying a lot, it's just everyone that I seem to buy off of on Facebook Marketplace I'm never meeting them at a good point in their life. Right? So when I meet them, there's a whole energy to it that doesn't feel like just regular commerce. As an example, I went over one time, I needed a bed frame, so I went to purchase the bed frame. Facebook Marketplace, I show up, right? I've already paid, and I show up to pick up the bed frame, and it's not as if I came there to make a friend. I wasn't trying to sit down and have tea or something like that. I really was there to pick up the bed frame and be out. But the way I was being rushed the entire time was making this start to feel like some stolen goods. Do you know what I mean? Just I'm like, all right, so can I help you put it somewhere? Do you have a truck or do you have something? I was like, oh, okay, all right, calm down, right? And then while taking the bed frame, there's a piece missing. And so then they go to get this piece. And when they go to get the piece, there's a truck that pulls up. And then when they walk back out, they're like, oh no. And then this guy gets out of the truck and he's like, Amy, why? Why? And I'm just here for the bed frame. He's like, Amy, why? And she's like, I told you why. I'm done with you. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everything that you do. I've given you so many chances. And now she is yelling over my shoulder. Like I'm here. I'm where I am now. She's right here yelling at him who's behind me going, why? So I am kind of like this child of divorce in this moment. He's like, why? I told you why. No, but why, Amy? Is it him? And I can honestly tell you right now, it didn't look like it would be me, because when he said, is it him? I went, huh? And then she went, what? No. She didn't have that. Now I'm looking at both of them like, oh. And they clearly had some stuff to work out, and I was very uncomfortable. I couldn't get the piece because she was still looking for it. He was crying, so I left the bed frame. Another time. There was another time where I was going to buy a teddy bear. I had someone that I was trying to get the teddy bear for because they like novelty teddy bears. I was trying to do something a little sweet and everything. And I go there to pick up the teddy bear. And not everybody posts the dimensions of the item that you're buying. But when I get there, the teddy bear, my size, right? So way bigger than I was expecting. The teddy bear is like a 5-foot-something teddy bear. And this particular teddy bear, which was apparently like novelty because it was made like handmade and everything, from behind, the teddy bear had a lot of ass. Like a twerkable amount of ass. Like it was cheeky. And so, you know, I'm trying to pick it up and it weighs a man. And so I was like, okay, maybe not. Because now even if I give this as a gift, 1, it's too big, and 2, I'm gonna have to explain what's happening back here. I went to buy a fridge one time, and I get there and I'm talking to this guy about the fridge, like where I should go get it, and he's looking at me confused. And he's standing right outside of the address that I was given, and he sounded all confused. And then he tells me he's there to buy a fridge. And then homeboy opens the door and basically invited us both to go ahead and haggle in person over the fridge. I was like, that's insane. We had a price. We had a price that we agreed on, and the other guy was like 55. And I was like, you're not helping our case at all. You're not a good negotiator. I went to buy a couch. This should have been plain and simple. You're moving. I need a couch. You need to get rid of a couch. We're done. I show up, even had the truck ready because I've known from before, you got to have the getaway vehicle in tow. And sure enough, pull up, you know, we're carrying out the couch in pieces, cushions first, also like that, trying to get the couch lifted up out the door and stuff. And this man who is selling the couch keeps trying to upsell me on dolls that he made himself. And you can tell. He made these like knockoff porcelain Cabbage Patch dolls which already freaking looking to begin with. They already look at you, no matter where you are in the room, they got eyes on you. And then he made it so he stuffed them a little bit and then he put a button on it. And when you put the button on it, it was supposed to cry. Like, you know, the way that you buy it. It's wham. Okay, hold the baby. Right. Except he must have recorded the cry. Because this doll's cry was haunting. You press the button on this doll to cry because he did it. No one asked him to. Trying to upsell us on these dolls while we trying to lift a couch that is apparently made out of lead because we cannot get it up. Meanwhile, he not helping, presses the button on the doll, and the doll, instead of a wham, wham, it gives a cry that screams 1800s horror movie. This doll presses the button, this doll goes, ah! I'm doing that because he made so the mouth open. I was so genuinely terrified that I left the couch. That's why I need to take a break from Facebook Marketplace because I don't really leave with my items. I don't really...
Please make it loud for Josh Johnson!
I've been watching a lot of news. Which usually, it's not great. Every once in a while something will happen that you're like, that's okay. I'll let that slide. It'll be bad news, but it's bad news that you can like live with, you know? Like there's one particular squirrel that's been attacking a bunch of people, and it's like really getting them. It's like the news came. You know how much a squirrel has a scratch? You know how deep it has to get to be newsworthy? Like the news came and interviewed all these people. So far, he's got like 2 victims. Both people are like, this came right at me. But mostly is bad in a bigger way. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, this is, I guess, what bothers me the most is that it's who they interview as well. When you're watching the news, you end up watching a lot of rich people. But they won't have anything to do with what's happening, really. It's like, why are you asking what he thinks? He does have money, yes, but like, he wasn't even there. That's weird. And then sometimes the news will be about them because they're rich and they're moving money around. And we've done a thing now where we've equated being rich with being important. Because obviously money has power, it can bring you influence. But then at a certain point, you have to just accept that, like, yes, they have money, they don't know anything else. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I mean that from a place of like, we have equated having money with being really smart. You must be really smart if you got the money. Because you must be brilliant if you have lots of money, because it's the only way you can get money. Dude, I'm just saying, that's how they teach it. They're like, man, this guy was really smart. He had all the money. I'm sure he came about it by completely legal and ethical means, but like he has all this money, so he's probably really smart. We should just listen to him. And it's like, if that was how you got money, then yes, but it isn't. There's so many different ways to get money. Some people had an idea, they invented something, and then a lot of people were like, that's a great idea. We're glad you invented that. And then they buy so much of it that now this person is rich. Or you write a book. You write a book. You write a book and everyone likes the book, and then you put the book out, and then the book is $20, but then like millions of people like it, which is millions of 20s. Even after taxes, that's still millions of 20s. So now you're rich, but you wrote a book. You don't know about anything but the book you wrote. But somehow every time we watch them in the news, we watch them in culture, we're like listening to them for an opinion that is not the thing that got them rich. Do you know what I mean? And that's something that feels crazier by the day, because crazier and crazier people keep getting rich. Do you know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. Okay, like someone like a William Randolph Hearst, right? Like someone who's like old rich, like black and white rich. Remember that? Just in the no color pictures of them rich. You know what I'm talking about? You can't find a single color picture. If there's them in color, that's AI, because they were before color. So then people who were rich before colors came out, I will extend the olive branch to them that maybe they knew more stuff because they had to know a wide range of things, and there was also less stuff to know in a way. Internet hadn't been invented yet. You could go to the library, but they had whole Dewey Decimal Systems that really just sometimes slowed you down instead of helped you, because then you're like, why am I going by 3.5 instead of just tell me the title? And then they also couldn't look it up like regular, so you had to use the system. They couldn't be like, oh, it's right over there, because the computer said, because computers weren't out yet, and you didn't have color. So life was harder. And so I think someone who was very well-rounded and got into business and had a bunch of different businesses could be very smart, could be someone who could answer questions outside of just their field, right? Present day, just present day is harder. It's harder to be smart about everything because everyone has access to almost everything. It also depends on how you made your money. Did you make your money from inventing something? Did you write a book? Did you start a company? And then the company was really successful. So successful, you could buy another company. And then now you have like 3 subsidiary companies under you. They're all doing well. Your big company's doing well. You're very successful. You know what to do when it comes to business. That doesn't mean you know anything about, like, I don't know, the environment. But maybe you made your money millions, maybe even a couple billion, from buying with some starter money, some funding from people. You bought like a pharmaceutical company, and this pharmaceutical company didn't really do anything, and none of the drugs really worked, but you told everybody that they did. You told everybody that they did. You told everybody in a level that kind of made you like a snake oil salesman, like, oh, it's gonna come out soon and it's gonna fix everything. And then people were like, it's gonna fix everything? That's crazy. Almost nobody ever says that, because that's pretty illegal to like tell people something's going to do something, and then that's fraud. So for you to be like doing fraud on the news with your full chest, your company must really do that. And so then you get more investors, you keep doing rounds of, investing, you build up the company, and then it gets to the point where you're like ready to go public with nothing really. You don't even really have a company, and the drugs don't work. But you can either go public and then try to sell the company, you can just try to sell the company outright, and then now you get to leave with the money you made from the company that somebody else bought. You scammed. You were scamming. And some people are very good at scamming. Some people are very smart scammers. Like when you watch the documentary later about their scam, you're like, wow. Wow, incredible. Good scamming. It wasn't my money. Delicious. So some people have scammed their way into millions or billions of dollars. Some people have earned it in the way that you can earn it through creating something that people in the market want. So then that builds some money up. And some people just come from money. Some people already had money, but you just didn't know who they were because like their parents had sense enough not to try to be famous. So then they passed them a whole bunch of money, and then they showed up one day and they were like, I'm money. And then it's like, oh, okay, did he make all that money to just have money out of nowhere like that? It's like, no, he's actually really rich. And then you get what we have, you know? Like I had a friend who was talking to me about Elon and was saying he's like this like super genius. He's like this super nerd genius. And I was like, oh, what makes you say that? Like what? Like why would you say that or something like it? Like what makes you think? Like what makes you think he's a super genius? I'm just curious, right? I wasn't even hating. I was just genuinely like, what makes you say that? And he's like, just like Tesla and everything that he's trying to do with Mars and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, plenty of people try to go to Mars. And that's actually pretty common. I know plenty of people who smoke up on a Friday thinking they can make it to Mars, and some of them go. Some of them have been there. I have been in rooms with people so high out of their mind that you're like, you at least at Venus. There is no way. You stopped it. Okay. All right. Oh, it's trying. And trying is important. Everyone, look, if you have a dream, you should try. I want that for everybody. But trying isn't doing. He's not doing Mars. He's trying to go to Mars. He's trying to go to Mars. Also, Tesla, I'm pretty sure he bought that company, so he's smart enough to buy. He's smart enough to, like, use his money to buy something. I don't know if that makes you a super genius. So you can only equate, like, money with wisdom or being intellectual for so long before the bill sort of comes due. If you're so smart, what are you going to do with it? If the answer is just make more money, then like we don't need you. You know what I mean? And I say this because I was watching the news, and I don't even know why this was the B-roll that the news used, but it was a yacht, and I got mad. And I need to be clear here. I didn't get mad because it was like someone had a yacht and I want a yacht. I've joked about wanting a yacht. I don't want a yacht. What would I do with a yacht? Like, what would I even do? You know what I mean? I'm not mad that they had a yacht. I'm mad at the yacht. Do you know what I mean? Look, I don't care if you're rich and then you bought a yacht. I care that the yacht was dumb. This is a dumb yacht. This was, I think it was like $50 million, something like that, but it's $50 million already. $50 million on a boat. That's like technically not a boat, it's a yacht, but it's a boat. It still does boat. It's a boat. It's a boat. You need to be in water for it to do its job. It's a boat, and a $50 million, and then the boat had a pool. The yacht had a pool, so you basically spent $50 million on a bucket. It's a bucket. It's a bucket in the water. That's crazy. That's so dumb. That's why you shouldn't have the money. It's not even for like a more. I wish I was coming to you for like a moral reason of like, I can't believe it. I can't believe someone would spend $50 million on a yacht while there are people starving in their country. I'm not even trying to appeal to like your morality or anything. I'm saying that if you spend $50 million on a boat with a pool in it, you're in the water. You're in the water. The water's here. You're surrounded by water, and you're like, no, but I don't want that water. That's why you should have nothing. Actually, that's why I hope for nothing for you, because to need a pool, you're in the water. If you fell overboard, you'd be able to swim. You want to go for a swim? Just tip over. You'll be swimming. And instead, you had a pool put on a boat. You had a pool installed on a boat. You had different water in your boat with the water surrounded. That is an I don't want to get up to get the remote level of lazy to swim. I could fall overboard and swim and maybe drown, or I could have a pool. I could have a pool and swim in that and maybe drown and maybe and maybe you will and maybe I hope you do. Like it's a pool on a boat. Sounds like a riddle. Why would you? Then swimming in it. Swimming in it. Swimming in it just to get out and be like, oh, I think I'm gonna go look at the water. A yacht with an infinity pool on it. A yacht with an infinity pool. You know what else is an infinity pool? You know the original infinity pool? You know the first infinity pool? It was a pool so big, people thought there was an edge and you would fall off. That's how big the actual infinity pool was that you're in right now, but you want it your own. And then on the yacht, this thing will be like $50 million. And then they'll give you a little tour of the yacht. I've watched a tour of a yacht before because sometimes I hate watch things. Because sometimes I have a lot of hate in my heart, and you would think the only way to get hate out is with love, but sometimes it is with an overwhelming portion of hate. Like when you actually indulge in the hate, and then you have so much hate that it is spilling out of you, and then you look at all the hate on the floor and you're like, that was too much. Let me not do that again. But for the level of hate that I had, I did watch a whole Lifestyles of Rich and Famous type thing. Let me tour my yacht, right? And so the whole time they were touring the yacht, he was showing me basically an apartment, which is kind of cool. But it's only cool because it's a yacht. If we were on land, you'd be like, oh, you're middle class. That's what's so insane about a yacht, is that it's like you get a tour of the yacht, and already there are things that, just to be on the yacht make you uncomfortable. So they'll have 3 tiers, right? And they'll be walking around the boat, and you see even the cameraman trying to follow the rich person, trying to tour the yacht. There's not enough room between the rail and the side of the first floor apartment for you to really walk. So now he's over here being like, we got this one in 2015. Cameraman's trying not to fall overboard, and then he takes you inside and he's like, here's the bed, and the bed is fine. It's bed. It's a bed. A bed. It's not mind-blowing. It's not even $50 million worth of bed. It's just a bed with some floor next to it. So far my mind isn't blown. Nobody's floating. Nobody's floating in midair and making it look like a experience worth $50 million. And then, they go up to the next level and they're like, oh, and we have a kitchen here. And it's the kitchen isn't a kitchen. It's like a kitchenette. Just as someone who has lived in Brooklyn for a long time, this is my apartment. Maybe that's also why I'm upset. You put my apartment on a boat and then paid $50 million for it, and we're supposed to think that you're smart. No. Why? No, it's also you're giving yourself away. You already are willing to buy a $50 million yacht while there are people struggling in every country in the world. It really doesn't matter where you're from. And I'm not even telling you what to do with your money. I'm just saying, just know that about yourself, that you're willing to buy a $50 million yacht and show it off as people are struggling in your country, whoever you are, whatever country this is. If you know, right? But then to be oh no, I'm just going to be in international waters for a kitchenette amount of time. All right, that sounds like crime. That sounds like... You kind of admitted to me that whatever you plan to do something illegal. You're like, no, I'm gonna need a lot of supplies and a kitchenette. And I don't even know why I got mad about this, but they had a shower, but the shower wasn't like a shower. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, you've been in a nice hotel room with a shower, and you've been like, oh, this is great. And you could, the shower looked a little like prison. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been to prison, but I've watched some documentaries. And the shower just like, because they were trying to make it sound like it had all these features. They were like, you know, you can get the waterfall. There's also, you know, a spout that shoots this way. And then you have the one that's like mounted into the wall that just shoots across. And I'm like, okay. Okay, if you say so. But in the world of showers, I've taken a lot of showers in my life, right? Every day. And the shower shooting across either screams high school gym or prison. Like, it's... The shower shooting across... Just a perpendicular shower is not luxury. Floor to ceiling glass. And glass as the floor and glass as the ceiling. So you can look down. So you can look down and be like, look at all the fish. Look at all the... What a mind-breaking... Look at all the fish that are passing by. It's like an aquarium. It's like my aquarium. I guess the world is like my aquarium. It's like, no, you're in the aquarium, you idiot. You're the one. You're actually the one that's boxed in. You moron. You're the one that's in the glass. How does that appeal to you? You're the glass. Like, you're the fish. You're the fish. You are the fish. The fish are swimming by like, what is... Oh, wow, I didn't know we got a zoo. I had no idea that we had a zoo. You're the fish. That's crazy. Just for the glass. All glass. And the fish swimming by, wondering, wow, even the fish are like, this is what you do with $50 million. Okay. All right. I mean, live your life, you know. And I think that's also why I got so mad, is because it's like, you bought this $50 million yacht, and you're not just greedy, you wasted it. Do you know what I mean? You're going to spend $50 million, impress me. You know, make me go, wow, yeah, that's definitely better than feeding people. Do you know what I mean? It's $50 million. You should be able to get some dope stuff for $15 million and not just have a Brooklyn apartment on water that's shaped like a bucket. You know what I mean? Just wasted $50 million. All right. I'll let it go. I was angry enough about it, and I just needed to let it out. But it's like, at $50 million, like, just the land. You could buy acres of land. You could own a forest. You could own a forest and everything in it. You could go to a forest that you bought with your millions of dollars and walk right up to Bambi and be like, I own you now. Like, that's... You could do that, and instead you're like, no, it's nice to almost drown in a boat. That happened one time. There was a guy who had a yacht, and he had a pool in his yacht, and I don't know if he got like caught cramp or something, but he did like drown in his pool in his yacht. And I read about that, and I was like, and it's probably not a good response to have. That's not nice at all. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do what I did. But the laugh escaped. It wasn't like, I wasn't reading being like, ooh, I hope I see that. I was just reading, and then it was like, oh, okay. Wow. Because it's just, it happened, I think, because we became so genuinely obsessed with money. Like, you know, the U.S., America, we start out as a sort of land of opportunity. People would come here for a fresh start. Usually it was like a fresh start. It wasn't actually like this land. We have like a money hungry revisionist history of why people came here. There were people that came here because of religious persecution and for like a fresh start. Because you could get off a boat and just tell them your name was Larry, and they'd be like, all right, and then they'd write it down. There was no, you know what I mean? Like you would, I don't even know if you get that in human history ever again, to just show up and be like, no, I'm Dave. I don't even know who you're. That's how we got like murderers. Like there was a whole theory that like Jack the Ripper may have come to the US. That's how fresh of a start you could get. You could flee London after some of the most horrific crimes known to man, show up at Ellis Island and even say, yeah, I'm Jack. Like just, you could even tell them that and they'd be like, all right, good to go. Mr. Rapar? And people would do their best, and people would try to build themselves up in spite of all different types of persecution, because that was a time in America where like white wasn't even white yet. That is crazy, right? White was not, if you were Irish, it was like, you're what? You know what I mean? Like it was, like I've been reading about it in history. Italian, you would be Italian, they'd be like, oh. I don't even know who was white. Looking back at it, it's like, I guess if you were British, but then if you were too British, they were like, I don't think you're loyal to this country. You accent all thick. Just hate. Everybody was hating everybody. Everybody had to build up as best as they could that came here, especially people who came here with nothing, and then they built themselves. And look, this is where we really started to go awry, on top of already like having slavery and stuff like that. We started to build a system where as long as there was someone beneath me, I was like, I'm fine. It started to become more about who's under you than you even doing well for yourself. It's the thing you see echoed today, where there are people who are not doing well, but as long as this person's doing worse, then they're fine, you know? And as you build up, as you have more and more money, as you can pass down more and more money to your kids and everything, as you can one day be so rich that you pass down the money, and then you pass away, and then your kid shows up at the news one day to be like, I'm money. Like that, like that kind of turned into what the American dream was. It went from like land of opportunity, get a little slice of this place for yourself, really build something, be able to take care of yourself and your family, and it became like, are you rich? People wanted to be rich so bad that we looked at anybody who was rich as wise, that we need to do whatever it is they're doing to get where they are, because I want to be where they are. Never mind their sort of moral character, never mind how they treat people, or even how they got that money. They have $100 million. I want $100 million. I'll do whatever they tell me to do. The type of person that was willing to tell the masses how to get $100 million was not actually telling them that. They were like telling them how to give me $200 million. And I think it doesn't become apparent how crazy that level of wealth is always, because we're used to these people as characters. Right? So like you're used to like a Zuckerberg as an idea of a person, because he is an idea of a person. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, no, look, I'm saying that he is his idea of a person. Like you could, this isn't coming out right. I'm saying that he is doing a perfectly fine first impression of a person. I'm saying, I want you to hear me when I say this. I'm saying that, you know how when your 4-year-old draws you, that's what he's doing as a person. Like he is, as a person, Mark Zuckerberg is being like, hello. That's what people say, right? Hello. And so he has, you know, over $100 billion. And I think we can fathom that money, but we can't. Even when you try to count it, even when people make charts and they're like, guys, a billionaire doesn't even fit on the chart, right? you'll still see someone who is incredibly wealthy, and they only have like, we know them from being rich, and they only have like $500 million. Like that's how crazy it is. It's like they're halfway to 1/100th of where Zuckerberg is. I think that's why I get so frustrated when I see the news, because like you're watching the news and you're watching someone like Zuckerberg be on the news, and you're like, why? What could he possibly have to say that should be on the news? And here we're like, clearly stations are on sides, networks are on sides, right? But no matter what side, they can't just be like, this should never happen. And that's because we let rich people buy up all the news. So now a rich person owns the news. And so even if a journalist, someone who went to school to be a journalist, and someone who would like to tell people the truth as they find it out, they would like to do what they do in France, where in France they're like, this is the news in French. And then they want to do that, but in English for us. And then someone comes up to them right before they go live on air. They're like, oh, don't say it's bad though, just say it's happening. You know? And so you see Zuckerberg have this huge, huge data center that's gonna decimate everything around it, you know, and why? Like truly why? I don't think we know. We're watching these people, we're watching 5 companies basically prop up the S&P 500. S&P 500 is made of, I think, 500 companies. Like, make no mistake, without those 5 companies, the market would be correcting. It would be wherever it is supposed to be because of how the other companies are doing, which is how most companies are doing, which means it's how most of America is doing. But we've propped it up with these 5 companies. These 5 companies have gone all in on AI, and they've gone all in on AI in a way that functionally does not make sense. You know, you look at Sam Altman, another candidate for person. You know what I mean? Like Sam Altman only looks confused when you ask him a moral question. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. Look, all right, I shouldn't even really talk about this, but it was wild. I watched like Tucker Carlson interview Sam Altman, and Tucker Carlson kind of implied, he was like, hey, there was that OpenAI whistleblower who basically said that y'all were violating copyright law and like stealing a bunch of information and everything, and then he died mysteriously. What do you think about that? It's weird to watch Tucker Carlson unleashed on somebody you hate. Like, it's... It's like when the bulldog that you've been scared of in your neighborhood your whole life finally bites your bully. You're kind of like... They seem to be canceling each other out right now. I guess if he was going to bite anybody, it's good that it's him. And you see Sam Altman like clam up. Here's the thing. I'm not saying, can I be 100% with y'all? Can I be really honest with y'all? I am not saying at all that Sam Altman had anything to do with that young man's death. I am saying that interview didn't not make it look like it though. Like that. I try my best not to judge people because sometimes I don't even know what I'm gonna react like or do next in a certain scenario, right? And I think too often what we do to people is we say, I know they did this thing because of this thing, right? But all I'm saying is when you watch the interview, here's the thing. If I if I didn't like someone, right? I would be like, what? What kind of accusations? What are you trying to say? What are you? He asks him, and Sam is like, better start saying words soon. I'm just, one of two things needs to happen in the next millisecond. Either you need to start saying, profusely that you had nothing to do with this, and like you need to really stake your claim that like you had nothing to do with this, and you're maybe even very upset by the line of questioning or something. Or if you are a robot, now would be a good time for your face to like open up, like Men in Black style, and have like a little alien be like, "How dare you?" Right? Like that would be great. Because this, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't get caught cheating. This is asking you about murder, right? No. None of that. Just a lot of like, it was very sad, and we, actually, no, I was just, it's just, I don't even know how to react because I've never been accused. And then Tucker quickly goes, "I'm not accusing you of anything." He's like, get out, Tucker, be like, "I'm not, hey." Tucker act like he on a roller coaster at his own interview. What? What? No, I'm not. That's concerning, right? That's someone could beg the question, right? And then, look, to be fair, I didn't watch the entire interview. Maybe he came out with a very convincing answer 20 minutes later. But the substantial portion that I watched didn't look great. And I don't know. We have, OpenAI with Sora, with ChatGPT. We have these large language models that are basically meant to take us to like the next level. And it doesn't seem like they're doing that. It just doesn't seem to be the case that it's taking us to what was promised, right? We were promised almost a higher consciousness. We were promised to be able to do our jobs with ease. And then in the backdoor deals, companies were promised that they'd be able to fire all of us. You know what I mean? There were always two simultaneous pitches. One, the pitch to us was like, this is going to improve your life. It's going to make you more efficient. It's going to be faster. It's going to get rid of menial tasks. The pitch to our bosses was like, he'll be out of here in like 3 months. Come on, man. And so far, AI is failing on both those fronts. Because we aren't elevated to some new form of consciousness. If anything, AI is giving people psychosis. Plenty of people have AI psychosis and becoming like more normal quicker than people are realizing it's happening. And here's a good test of the psychosis, right? If they talk to the AI like a friend, that's it. That's the did they name it? Is it called ChatGPT, but they called it Clarence? Then yes. They're in it now. if you're here and you're like, don't talk about Janet like that, you need to break loose. I pray for healing in your life, that you can break the psychosis. You know, because these large language models, they are imitations of what it would be like to connect with a person. It's not connecting with a person. It's doing an imitation of a person. And it's doing a better imitation of a person than we've seen so far. Even Zuckerberg can't touch the level of imitation of a person. This is why people think they're talking to a friend. And the understanding is that AI is going to destroy the planet. It needs so much energy to make a video of Pikachu pulling a cop over. The actual model, like you look at Sora, right? Because they just released Sora, and it can do all these things. It can like make Martin Luther King rap or whatever. Like it can do all of these like very weird things that nobody asked for. And apparently, every single one of those things costs OpenAI $5 to make. So like when people are just playing around on the thing and they're just like, look, I made Bob Ross high five Gandhi, $5. All right? So they are burning through money. We don't have a sustainable system for the energy. So why keep doing this thing? The theory is that they are doing it because they believe that when they get there, this thing will essentially be some sort of like all-knowing, all-understanding, thinking further, thinking light years ahead of us. It'll basically be God, right? And if they could like own God, then maybe they will be like a God, right? Because you'll basically have the company. You'll have the company that tells you every move to make in the market to own other companies, every move to make to protect yourself from other companies that are come after you. You would be done. You would be, you know what I mean? And that's that's terrifying. That's a terrifying idea, that not only that someone would want that, but that they would barrel towards it at the risk of burning up the planet, of taking up all of the water, like it's an insatiable need for like power, for control, for influence. And then you watch the news and you see that these same people, these people that don't even know how to act like people, spend millions of dollars on a yacht that is basically a bucket. It's a bucket. It is. That's how you know they don't know anything. This is what you spent the money on? Knucklehead.
Mira.